Some basic information about me. I'm a family and consumer science teacher at Manheim Township High School. I teach basic and advanced food science and nutrition and child development. My courses count as STEM credits this year. I also coach track and have coached cross country in past years. I'm also the head of our department and a member of both the staff and student wellness committees. In my spare time, I enjoy running, especially marathons, and I'm trying to run a marathon in all 50 states. I also enjoy road biking, hiking, kayaking, listening to audiobooks, and cooking. I do most of these activities with my husband and my 2-year-old son. I have a lot of experience in taking online courses during my coursework at American University, Iowa State University, and in other courses in this Millersville program. Though I haven't taught an online class, now that our district is one-to-one, I offer many online opportunities for student learning by using Schoology and Google Classroom as well as other apps. The YouTube video stated that good teaching is good teaching whether it's online or in a brick-and-mortar school. This makes sense, but is also a little overgeneralized. To me, teaching is about making connections with students, and that can be done in any setting, but it does seem like this would be harder online, and the video even attested to that. Students need to interact with the information and apply it to real-life situations. This could also be done in both settings, but I could see that doing labs and experiments in certain classes would make this more difficult. You still need to hold students accountable and create a classroom environment that values learning and growing, so that would be the case in both environments. If done right, online students are constantly interacting, providing constant feedback. The video actually said that he gets 100% participation every day. Traditionally, students might be able to get by without participating. Both settings have opportunities for partner and group work. The discipline concerns are much different between the two situations, and students can actually get up and move when needed without distracting others in an online environment. Two of the challenges that I would like to learn more about are how to incorporate course content. I'm wondering how a course online can work when a course has been traditionally hands-on. I teach food science and nutrition, and there's a cooking component and different food experiments in both courses, so I could see that this might be difficult to do with an online course. Student issues. There are also students that are ill-suited for online learning. I see that in a brick-and-mortar school. A lot of times students that aren't successful in the traditional classroom are put into an online program, and some succeed, but many do not. I could see that it would be very difficult to get to know your students when you're only getting to know them online. The time required both for teachers and for students would be a major concern. Meeting the needs of diverse learners could definitely be difficult because you're not meeting those learners face to face. And students having access to all the materials that they need for a course could also be difficult. Additionally, the readings discussed the need for teachers to improve their software and program skills, and also to expand their ability to engage students and encourage participation and self-regulation. These are all challenges that I can foresee needing to work through in the future, even with a blended model classroom. Two of the approaches to online teaching discussed by Rice were the Guide on the Side and the Group Process Facilitator. With Guide on the Side, it challenges our traditional view of learning because it's very student-centered and the teacher's not in the front of the room giving all of the directions. It stresses the importance of interactions, and not just interactions, but the quantity and quality of the interactions are very important. And as I've been taking these courses through Millersville, this is a strategy that I see used over and over, where we're not only asked to post several times on the discussion board, but they need to be meaningful and good quality discussion posts. Another method is the Group Process Facilitator. This creates a sense of community through group work. It acknowledges student backgrounds, interests, and personalities. This is something that I think we are doing through this slide. We're giving classmates a little bit of our background information, and that helps to create that sense of community. It also helps to show the personality of the teacher, and it keeps the discussion flowing and organized. According to all the resources in this module, I thought that the qualities of online schools seem to fit with the International Association for K-12 Online Learning Standards. I thought that standards A through K applied, and just like in any situation, I think that some schools are probably better at implementing these and some teachers are better at implementing these than others.